Goes back for Pogba. Oh, beautiful pass into Bruno Fernandes, and it's a lovely goal from Manchester United. The touch was so heavy, but he's done so well to still keep the ball. Goes back to Bruno Fernandes. Now it's Dan James. It's brilliantly done by Bruno there to lay it off to Dan James. So we are back again with another episode of the Manchester United Career Mode series. This is episode number 17. It's fair to say that we're at the business end of the season and we've got the second leg of the Europa League semi-finals in this one as we take on Wolfsburg away from home. Just 2 games to go in the Premier League and we're going to be wrapping up our Premier League season in this one. We're going to find out which position we finish at and also which team wins the league, which teams get promoted and which teams get relegated. Should be exciting. So if you guys are excited for the Premier League season finale, make sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get this started. Press conference time, and if you guys want to see your questions being answered, drop them down in the comments section below. First question, it's your fault if Martial is not performing as you like. Play him as the striker and make him score a bunch of goals. If you want to play him on the wings, give him the instruction of freedom. So if you guys remember, earlier on in the season, we did play Martial as our striker and Rashford on the left. It worked out well for Marcus Rashford, but Anthony Martial was barely doing anything in that position, so we shifted him to, of course, the left wing position, where initially he started doing well, but then just completely dropped off. And that's exactly why we're in this situation where we don't know what to do with Anthony Martial. I read through a lot of your comments. I know he's got a cult following and a lot of people want him to stay. But his performances, man, have been dreadful. We've got about 3 or 4 games left this season and I'm hoping he'll perform well. So I'm still going to continue giving him an opportunity and we'll see how things go. In fact, I think I'm now going to play him up top as our striker and just see if things have changed. Next question, will you be signing Ighalo permanently, as there are serious talks United will in real life? Nope, I'm not going to be signing Ighalo. Reason being, he's already dropping in his overall. I know in real life it's gonna happen, but you guys know how age and all works on FIFA. As soon as a player touches 30, there goes his stats, and well, that's exactly what's happening with Ighalo. I really respect what he's done for us in this series. Whenever called upon, he's put in performances. I mean, in the Europa League, he's played 7 games, 3 goals, which is impressive. He's been good in the FA Cup, very good in the Carabao Cup competition, which we won, and decent in the Prem when never called upon. So I respect what he's done, but we're definitely not signing him. So that's going to be, I guess this is going to be his last season at the club. Next question. Now this is certainly an interesting one. Why don't you sign Cristiano next season, as he dipped the season with 50 goals in the Man United career mode, winning the Premier League and the Champions League? If you guys remember last year's Man United career mode on the channel, in which we signed Cristiano Ronaldo, we had so much fun with him. Even though he was like super old, going down in his stats, he was still unbelievable for us. He broke records after records and was just so much fun to use. Now the thing is, I don't want to sign the same players again and again. I know I did that with Sancho already since we used him in the Leicester career mode. I don't want to do it again with Ronaldo since we used him last year. But on FIFA 20 so far, I haven't used Ronaldo. So let me know in the comment section, what is your opinions on me signing Cristiano Ronaldo, bringing him back to Manchester United for one last season? I think it could be fun, but if you guys don't want it, I perfectly understand. We won't make it happen. But let me know in the comment section your early impressions on a transfer like this. But with that, we've wrapped up today's press conference. Let's move on. Dan James was superb in the last episode. Came on as the super sub for us in the Europa League semi-finals against Wolfsburg and dominated the game. Even after that, in the Premier League, he was brilliant. And well, no wonder you guys voted for him as your player of the episode. Make no mistake, today is a huge day for our season goals because we can complete the Class of 2020 objective in this one. We've got 4 games to go, enough opportunities to give the youngsters a run out, and I'm hoping we can do exactly that. And also, we've got to step things up with Rashford. Just 3 more goals needed and we would have completed that objective. The Bruno one is super challenging, not impossible, but super challenging. My focus is completing the next Rooney and, of course, the Class of 2020 objective. We're starting off the episode with a big one as Manchester United take on Wolfsburg away from home. 3-1 was the result from the first leg at Old Trafford, but since we're playing away from home, anything can happen. Wolfsburg beat us 2-0 in this one. They go through on away goals, so we've got to really be careful. But I think we've got enough quality to defend a 3-1 scoreline. In fact, I think we've got enough quality to even beat them away. So let's get right into it. It's a big Europa League night as Manchester United take on Wolfsburg, and this is how I've got the team set up. Marquinhos is back from the suspension, so he's gone right back into our side. Dean Henderson is our keeper for the Europa League. Awar has won my trust back yet again after performing way better than Scott McTominay recently, so he's back in the team. Anthony Martial getting yet another opportunity, this time as my striker. I've got instructions on him to stay forward and get in behind. Let's hope that works. Rashford back in his preferred left wing position. Let's hope this works. This is our team. We've got a good advantage. Let's make it that final. That's the Wolfsburg team we're up against. It seems like they've gone for the same exact lineup as the first leg. And to be fair, they actually played pretty well against us in that first leg. Dan James was the reason why we somehow got past them, but they're a capable team. Here's Pogba on the attack now. Looks for Marcus Rashford. This could be our chance. Rashford moving with pace. Cut back inside to Anthony Martial. That was his chance. That was his opportunity. He made such a good run in behind. But that was an awful attempt from him. Rashford did extremely well there. But at least the positive news is that Anthony Martial is not hiding. He's getting into good positions. Let's hope he can finish one of those chances. Pogba goes in behind for Marcus Rashford. Another ball coming in. This time Anthony Martial does get on the end of it. You guys were right, man. Playing him in that striker position finally seeming to work. But of course, we got to see if he can be consistent. At least so far in this game, he's made great runs. The movement's been perfect. Rashford's been brilliant as well, finding him in good spots. And we've made it 1-0 away. That could be all over for Wolfsburg in this tie. They now need to score 3 goals to take it to extra time. A brilliant header from Martial. Is that one of the first headers we've actually scored in this series? I'm pretty sure it is. Also, that ball from Rashford was world class. And Anthony Martial finally gets himself a goal. That's a very good ball played in. And it's a brilliant header from Bernardeschi. You don't see that happening. 2 headers in the same game. Are we playing FIFA 19? Because on FIFA 20 headers are terrible. Anyways, Bernardeschi with a lovely goal. And well, Wolfsburg are back in it. They just need 2 more goals. But we've nullified the away goal advantage they had. So we're still in a very good spot. But fair play on Wolfsburg for showing intent and taking their chance. Here's Bruno. I see Marcus Rashford in acres of space. Or the keepers come out. Fair play for Castells there. He had to come out there. Otherwise, Rashford would have 100% scored. Half-time against Wolfsburg. It's definitely been an entertaining game so far. They've given us a tough fight. Let's see what the second half brings. We still have a big advantage over them. Here we go now with Anthony Martial. This is his chance to shine. Does really well. Releases Bruno Fernandes. Back to Anthony Martial. What a chance here for him to score. Oh shit, I've messed up. I'm going to go to Rashford. Should be a goal. I'll take that though. I'll take that. Accidentally, I pressed the R1 button. But ultimately, it worked out perfectly well. I'll take it. A goal for Rashford. That helps us out with the objectives. And Anthony Martial also gets himself an assist. I've got to give credit where it's due. Martial has made brilliant runs all game long. And to be fair, you know, shooting from that angle, I probably wouldn't have scored because there wasn't much space. And I guess the drag back was the right option. And we created the simple goal and we scored. The pace from Marcus Rashford is brilliant as he gets completely taken down. Now that's got to be a booking. That has got to be a booking or a yellow card at the very least. Maybe even a red card. What's it going to be? Nothing? Referee, that's a joke, man. Rashford was through. You know what? I'm going to try something insane. I'm just going to go for goal. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Rashford, it's decent. Way too much curl on it, I suppose. This could lead to something from Wolfsburg. Maguire puts in a strong challenge and wins it back cleanly. That's brilliant defending from Harry Maguire. That's good movement there from Anthony Martial. That's what we need to see from him. Takes a good touch inside as well. Oh, the dribbling from Martial. This is what we've been wanting from him from day one. Anthony Martial on the ball. Big chance for him now. Strikes it. We might still have a chance, no, but the dribbling there was class. If I can see more of that from Anthony Martial, I'll guarantee you guys, he ain't going anywhere. A big away night for Manchester United in the Europa League, and we come out on top, beating Wolfsburg 5-2 over 2 legs. And with that, we've made it to the Europa League final. I can't wait for the final, man. It's going to be one hell of a game, probably against Borussia Dortmund. And indeed, it's going to be Borussia Dortmund. They've knocked out Roma 5-0 on aggregate over 2 legs. I think this is going to be our toughest game of the series so far. I know we faced teams like Liverpool and City before, but the fact that this is a final, everything on the line, I think Dortmund are going to give us such a difficult fight. I can't wait for the final though. It's going to be in that next episode. I just realized that Brandon Williams is apparently not happy with his contract, so it only makes sense for us to offer him a new one. He's been really good whenever called upon this season. He's been our backup left back. He deserves a new contract. These are Brandon Williams' demands. A sporadic squad role, 5-year contract length. That works. He does want a big wage bump, but that's expected. You know, he's grown in his overall as well. Let's remove the appearance bonus, submit offer, and see if Brandon is willing to accept these terms. And he is. There you go. We've re-signed Brandon Williams for another 5 years. Wait a second. One of the superstars at our club is unhappy with the contract. I mean, we've got to fix that situation. Let's renew even Rashford's contract. I don't get this game, man. Honestly, we're going to sign Rashford for less wage than before. Like, this game makes no sense. He's willing to accept 96,000. He wants a bonus and all. Let's remove the goal bonus and submit offer. I think it was an appearance bonus. Anyways, the same thing. Let's offer this to Rashford and see what happens. And when he's accepted it, he's actually accepted a contract with lesser wages than before. This makes no sense. I mean, do EA know the concept of business? I'm pretty sure they don't, because what even is this? And now Rashford is apparently happy with the contract. This makes no sense. Back to the Premier League we go. We've got a couple of games left, but unfortunately not much to play for because we've already secured top 4. I do want to finish above Spurs, so that is our objective in a way. Simulating this one against West Ham at Old Trafford, and we do get ourselves a 2-0 win. Perfect scenario because Rashford bagged himself a goal, which helps us with the objectives. So it's now time for our final Premier League game of the season. We don't really have much to play for, but I'm definitely going to play this game so that we can give some of the youngsters a chance and try and get the goals with Rashford for the objective and all that sort of stuff. So we're going to be playing against Leicester, final game of the season. Let's wrap that up and then we'll take a detailed look at the standings and all that. City have, by the way, already secured the Premier League title. That's how we've got the team set up against Leicester City. Mason Greenwood gets the start in our final Prem game of the season. Dan James, Jack Grealish all in the lineup. Rashford starting because we need one more goal from him. I'm giving McTominay the armband and also he's going to start this game. We've got Swansea, Brandon Williams all getting an opportunity. This is how we've got the team set up. Also, the Youth Academy players Lewis Davies and Harvey Bell are on the bench. We're going to bring them on at some point because we need to complete the class of 2020 objective as well. So, let's get right into it. Leicester looking strong in these early few moments. Tuanzebe struggling to get the ball off there from him, but Marquinhos ultimately stays composed up to a certain extent and we get the ball away. Problems here. Dennis Bright on the attack. Tuanzebe struggling to keep up with him. Still a chance here for Yuri Tielemans. That's a good block from Tuanzebe. And De Gea, instead of catching it, punches it away. I just don't get this game. Like, why don't keepers actually catch the ball instead of stupidly punching it away? It makes no sense. Problems here for us as Leicester City have gotten through, but David De Gea shows why he's one of the best keepers in the world with an unbelievable save. I'm glad I called him out because otherwise Leicester would have had a lot of space to shoot, but thankfully we dealt with that situation well. David De Gea with an incredible save. What is going on here? Leicester with another chance here to score. David De Gea again with the save. In this game, guys, we've barely been able to do anything. Leicester have been the much better team, I must say. Our attack has been super dead in this game. We've barely been able to do anything, which is frustrating. Barely any combination between any of our front three, which is really annoying to see. Anyway, second half things need to change. Otherwise, we might actually end up losing to Leicester. Only going to make one substitution, and that is going to be Jadon Sancho to come on for Dan James. I feel like we need a bit more quality, and Dan James just isn't delivering. Sancho, we know how good he is. Let's hope he can bring some sort of an impact as a sub. We'll bring on Lewis Davies and Harvey Bell later on. Scott McTominay finding Grealish. Oh, lovely pass into Sancho's path, and that is a wonderful goal from Manchester United. Sancho comes on and scores within the first 5 minutes. That is unbelievable. And also the assist from Jack Grealish. There's potential for that to be considered as the assist of the season. Let's have a look at that again because it was sublime. The flick pass from him. Also McTominay, what a pass to find Grealish. And then, oh my days, what an assist from Jack Grealish. That has to be assist of the season. Let's get a closer replay. Come on here, you've got to be showing better angles for that assist. Well, this is exactly why the instant replay feature exists. Look at this for an assist now. Jack Grealish, he takes a look at Sancho and then does this. Oh my god. That's just such a satisfying pass. Wow, incredible. And then Sancho with a lovely finish. Perfect. So I think it's now time to make the changes. Greenwood's going to come off for Harvey Bell. We'll play Bell on the left, and we'll also bring on Lewis Davies for Awad. And with that, we complete the Class of 2020 objective. Here goes Lewis Davies on the run. He feels really good on the ball, I've got to say. And now it's Jadon Sancho again with a chance to find Marcus Rashford. Has to be a goal, and let's go. It is. Sancho has had such a big impact within, what, 15 minutes or 10 minutes of coming on. It's crazy. He's now assisted Rashford, and with that, we complete Rashford's objective as well, which is just ideal. Manchester United now cruising in the second half against Leicester. An assist for Sancho and a simple tap-in for Marcus Rashford. See Scott McTominay with a nice pass, and here goes Scotty McTominay, finds Grealish. Now Lewis Davies, it's brilliant play in behind to Marcus Rashford. Manchester United playing fabulous football. Now brilliant ball but played back to Harvey Bell, but he couldn't do much. Rashford with the Rabona pass. Harvey Bell had to do something more there. The pass was so good from Rashford. Problems here for us. Big problems as they could get themselves a goal back. It's Mendy who shoots, but thankfully he is offside. Leicester had a chance to get a consolation goal, but thankfully the linesman picked that one out and it's offside. Full time, guys, and that is the end of this year's Premier League campaign. 38 games done, and we end up as the third best team in England. It's been a good season for us, man. I did not expect to finish third and so convincingly in the Premier League, but I think we've done a great job. We've assembled a great team, and things are only going to get better from here. Win the Champions League next season and all that, and I'm really excited. For now, let's take a look at the Premier League table, the top scorer rankings, and all that sort of stuff. Well, some good news, as the scout we sent to England has brought us some good talents. Archie Brown, 70 to 94 potential. Let's sign him up. So after 38 games in the Premier League, we finish in third spot with 90 points. Now, honestly, some seasons that would actually be enough to win the title, but this season, well, City and Liverpool were just beyond us, and well, City reached 105 points and they won the league. Liverpool on 96, a commendable effort. Spurs finished fourth, which means they're taking the final Champions League spot. Chelsea won't be getting it. Wolves, Arsenal in seventh is interesting. Now let's go to the bottom half of the table and see which teams are going down. Norwich in the relegation zone, they're going down. Southampton as well, and so are Sheffield. Let's now take a look at the teams that are going to get promoted. West Brom and Leeds United are going up. We're going to see them in the Premier League next season as expected, but we don't know which are the teams that are going to make it out of the playoffs, which is certainly going to be fun to see. We'll see what happens next season. These are the top scorer rankings. Sadio Mane takes home the Premier League Golden Boot with 27 in 38. We have Aguero with 25, came super close. Harry Kane as well with 24. Rashford came in with 23. An interesting observation. The clubs that all these players play for in the top 4 rankings are all teams that have actually finished in the top 4. Shows how important it is to have a goal scorer. Pulisic came pretty close to all of them with 21 goals in 38 games. Heung-min Son ends up as the top assister with 16 assists for the season. Pulisic had a great season, 15 assists. Mane as well in here with 14. Bruno Fernandes, our very own Portuguese Magnifico, came in with 14 assists. Lovely to see. Clean sheets wise, Edison was just levels ahead of anyone else. 21 clean sheets for the season. David De Gea with 16, but 21 is a lot. Fair play, Edison. No wonder City won the league. City even won the FA Cup, beating Spurs 3-1. I remember getting knocked out in this competition to Leicester City, if I'm not wrong. So it's City who actually beat Leicester, knocked them out 4-0 in the semis, and well, they've gone on to beat Spurs in the final. We had a great cup run as well in the Carabao Cup, beating Liverpool 5-3 in that amazing final. So we've had a great domestic campaign, winning the cup as well as finishing third in the Premier League, and that basically concludes the domestic cup competitions. The only thing that's left right now is the Europa League final, and we're gonna have that final in the next episode, along with the end of season awards ceremony, which should certainly be a lot of fun to do. So yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be one hell of a game. Here's a quick look at our season goals, and thankfully we don't have to do any forfeit because we completed the Class of 2020 challenge. Of course, we completed the Next Gigs challenge earlier on in the season, and we also scored 30 goals with Rashford. We completed that in today's episode, and the next Rooney challenge is done as well. Kings of England, we completed that, so 4 objectives done. It's basically impossible to complete the Portuguese Wizard Challenge, but we've completed the rest, so it's been a successful campaign even for our season goals. No forfeit. Before we wrap up today's episode, time for you guys to make your vote count and vote for the Player of the Episode award. As always, a couple of nominees. Anthony Martial, after a long time, gets in on the nominations. He had a good episode playing in that striker position. Let's hope he can stay consistent. Jadon Sancho was also amazing in this episode, and that's why he's been nominated. Those two are your nominees. Click the I button on the top right of your screen to vote for either of them. And that's that. Just one more episode to go to wrap up the season. It's the cup final against Dortmund. I can't wait for it. If you guys are enjoying the series, keep the support coming in with the likes. Subscribe if you're new around here, and well, I'll catch you guys next time.